Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be about tailoring and the reasons that you should tailor your clothes. Tips to know how you should tailor, what items you should tailor, and just the general reasons why it is really helpful to do so. So the number one reason is so that you can fit items to your body. Most of us do not have bodies that just magically fit everything off the rack. That really rarely happens. And sometimes we just need something to be tweaked just a little bit in order to not only fit our body, but flatter our body in the best way possible. The second reason is to have something that's unique. If we're all walking around with the same items because we all bought them at the same store, there's nothing special to that. So having something unique or having something with just a little tweak so that it really showcases your personality and style is a really nice thing to do. The third tip is to make something that's perfect for you. I don't know about you, but I have a ton of items, or had before I got them tailored, a ton of items in my collection where I really loved everything about it except one thing. And that one thing would annoy me. I just wish that this was a little bit shorter right here. I just wish that this had a button. I just wish that this, whatever it's gonna be. So tailoring can help make that dream come true and make those pieces really work perfectly for you. Number 4, it's sustainable, of course, right? Being able to repair and reuse items that maybe weren't getting used in our collection before is a really, really wonderful thing to do. So it is definitely a much more sustainable alternative than going out and buying something new. Which leads to the next point, affordability. A lot of people think it's really expensive to tailor your clothes. And yes, it's an added expense on the item that you bought, but sometimes a $10 fix can make all the difference in the world, and so that you'll actually wear that item and you don't want to just replace it with something different, because that is likely to cost quite a bit more than that. The one caveat that I will say is that sometimes what you want to tailor doesn't always go exactly according to plan. So I am gonna go through my recent batch of tailoring that I just got back. And in most cases, I also have some kind of image of the before so you can see the before and after. So this blazer I just had tailored and it worked okay. My vision was, because this was a blazer that just sat and I generally like to close my blazers, was to add a hook and eye closure, which they did. And yes, it does bring it together, but this piece wasn't designed to do that. And that will happen, right? There will be things you want to do that just are not possible. Usually they say you can't really take something in more than 2 sizes. And of course, taking things out depends on how much fabric is left. But sometimes things just aren't meant to be tailored, and that will happen. And usually a good tailor will be able to advise you before you do that. My tailor did advise me, but it was a cheap enough $5 kind of fix that it was worth trying anyway. And it works okay. The problem for me is that in order to come in at my waist, even though these are high-waisted pants, you can see my shirt underneath right here, which I don't love. So potentially I may ask to get another one to close it down here, but in general, it's gonna buckle. It does still give me the option to close this, and it was definitely worth trying, but because I can always, just wear it open again. But yeah, it certainly was not a perfect tailoring job. And that's okay. It would also be super easy to remove if I just didn't want these anymore. So do keep in mind that sometimes if you're smart enough about it, it can be reversed. So here are the items that I got tailored. Another suit jacket that I had tailored was this burgundy one. So this one was made to have a closure, but it had 2 hook and eye closures that weren't quite right. This was a sample piece, so they weren't sewn in quite the right place, and there was kind of a gap between them, and I didn't really like that you could kind of see the hook and eye closure. And I also didn't love that there were 2 because they didn't hit me in the right spot. So what the tailor did was they took away the one that was up here, which I'd never wore, and just added a more significant hook and eye closure down here and put it in the right spot so that this actually remains closed. So you can see the before and after here. Before picture, you can see I didn't even bother with that top clip because I just really never even liked it. And the last thing that I had more fitted to my body was actually a dress. And this dress it was kind of voluminous on top. It was designed to be kind of baggy on the top, but for me, that just meant that my bra would show, and I just didn't think it looked as good. It looked too big. So the tailor had it brought in under the armpit and in the chest area. And so it made it a little bit tighter. It still remains that it's not like a fitted dress. That wasn't the point of it, but it fits me significantly better now, and it definitely shows off my body a little bit more. So if you are somebody who has maybe a smaller bust or a larger bust, really any part of your body that you want tailored, especially it's better to buy something big and then get it taken down. It's much harder to go the other way. So this dress I had thought about selling many times. I actually had listed it for sale for a little while, and then I kept gravitating towards it, and I was like, no, I really want a dress just like this. And of course, it was certainly much easier to tailor this than to buy something new. This dress is from Dye. Love this dress, but what I didn't like about it was actually one of the elements of the dress itself. And so I had kind of passed it over. I didn't even really consider it. And then it came up on the pre-loved market, and it was a great price. And I was like, no, I really want to have it, and I need more dresses. And so, you know, I'll just kind of see if I can deal with this. And then I put it on and I was like, yeah, I like it okay, but I would like it so much more once it was tailored. And it was an easy fix. So basically, I don't have a before of this dress, but I can show you the like stock image here. So you can see that this dress has a stepped hem. So one side of the hem in the back, was significantly longer than the hem in the front. I just had the tailor take in the back hem, and so they just shortened the hem just like you do on a pair of pants hem. So yeah, this dress now is so much better on me. So one of the styles of clothing that I have figured out look best on me is a skirt, but specifically a knee-length skirt. Anything too short, and then I don't feel like I can wear that to work. I'm also not a huge fan of like a midi or a T-length. I find that if it hits me below the knee, it tends to cut off my leg and make me look significantly shorter. So I had a skirt hemmed, and this is the second time that I've done this kind of hem. I find that a tulip skirt or a trumpet skirt is attractive on me because it emphasizes my curvature. And so this skirt from Amour Vert, you may recognize, I wore it a few times. I had the trumpet part, which was a really extended, the trumpet's this kind of flared off piece, right? It was a really extended length, which is not my favorite. And so I got it and I was like, I like this, should I return it? And then I was like, no, you know, I really would like this skirt if it was a little bit shorter. So here's the before and here's the after. So here's the before, and then here is the after, and the length on me is so much better. Another example of this is a suit that I had, and I still have, but it doesn't quite fit me right now, from Nanette Lepore, and it had the same thing. It had this 2-tiered trumpet layer, and I just had the 1 tier removed, so you can see the before and the after here. And it made such a huge difference, and it became one of my absolute favorites, and I thought it looked great on me. But that length made a huge, huge difference for me. That is it for this video. Please let me know if you enjoy tailoring or if it's something that maybe you want to explore a little bit more. I'm also happy to help you if you have something and you're like, oh, what should I do to this to help it fit me better? Happy to give you some suggestions. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in a future video. Bye.